speak with us. We do meet next Tuesday night, the 19th. I know this question's going to be coming from my board, why I have not pursued this. So, I mean, either way, I mean, I will address them and advise them that you all wish to speak with us prior to, because I have not initiated our systems to merge with the collection agency as of yet. They have chosen an agency, but I have not provided them with any information at this point.
What time is that meeting?
It's at 6 o'clock next Tuesday night. And that will be our regular scheduled meeting with all 5 members, hopefully present if their schedules allow.
One is late to take with anything until the meeting.
I mean, that's open to any of you. I mean, that's, like I said, that's a task force. I mean, even, you know, if the task force can't make it, it's open to anybody, of course, so.
Well, procedure right now is the task force is going to set up a schedule. What y'all come to the task force. That's not the way this horse will hook up. Y'all will come talk to the task force. And we want your input to help make the right decisions. And you said you want it done in a hurry, and I think we're going to do it. But we've got eight different groups that we've got to deal with. And we'll put you at the top of the list as soon as Gary gets back.
Okay.
That'll help you, but I think you need to tell your board that we're asking them to defer to the task force.
Yes, sir.
Yes, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I sent you an email concerning the, setting up some kind of procedure, even if you, whatever your board of directors decides to do, having some kind of relief for people that can't pay, because everybody.
That would probably be another issue that needs to be discussed because they're not willing to give on that either. JD actually had adopted a charity policy and paperwork to be put into place. They refused to have that. Not our choice there. So, the one gentleman's quote is there's no free lunches. So, that's why I would really encourage the board to take a hard look at us.
I think we'll defer it, and maybe the board stepping in and giving us some guidance with that will help us use it. Because I know there's a solution to the technical information. And they don't choose to call them when they have to. So I don't think anybody, if they're helpful, because they can't pay to do it.
Did you sign the
Thank you.
contract? Not a question.
So we'll put all that off into your.
But that contract, Bruce, that contract hasn't been signed yet either.
They technically got time.
Right. I do have that paperwork. I just have, we have to sign it.
I suggest that you bring a copy of that contract when you come to the task force. Bring a copy so you can leave a copy with us.
Is there anything specifically else with the tax force would like us to bring in this paper?
We're going to have a letter out real soon with a checklist of things we want to look at. Some of it's mundane, some of it you need a little bit of time to get ready.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you again. Thanks.
Now, our next speaker is Cody Jackson. Cody will be representing the Lead Mines Rescue Squad as an individual.
Good evening, gentlemen. I guess you all have seen the Saturday edition of the Enterprise. You were saying that I am now the acting captain of Lead Mines Rescue Squad. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a paramedic, and it's been roughly a year since I spoke to you all about issues with lead mines. And there have since been changes to improve the level of service and that for our agency and for our community, but I still believe there are plenty of room to grow and develop. I've taken it as my personal agenda to try to do that, improve the agency, improve the perception of the agency in the community. Because as of late, as one person very quoted, it was the relationship between our agency and the community has eroded over the years. So that is one of my personal goals, to try to do that. But another reason that I'm here tonight is to try to patch the relationship between lead mines and this board. In the recent past, some of my predecessors have made relations and discussions between our agency and the board very rocky. I would probably surmise, and there's no way for us to grow and develop as a county agency, as a community, without the support of our board members. take it as my full responsibility to try to patch that relationship and hopefully restore a good working relationship between myself, my agency, and you all sitting here before me. So if there's anything that I can do for you all in that capacity, please feel free to let me know. I'm here for you all. I hope to get back to that relationship that we had many, many years ago, and hopefully restore our agency to what it was many, many years ago. Somebody told me the other day that 10 years ago that Leadmines was a top-notch agency, and I hope to restore at least somewhere close to that. It's trying times with economics and hearing of the problems with the Free County Rescue Squad and other agencies in our region of the state I'm familiar with. These problems are similar, statewide. So I hope that we can work past some of these issues and repair some of these problems that we face, and hopefully work together to improve our service to the community and to the citizens.
Any questions for Cody? Cody, congratulations to you. And one of the things I'd like to see is just the 3 rescue squads working better together, and I think this will be a good step too also, and I see positive things coming out of it.
I think that's one of the biggest things, is if we can all get in line to see that, we're all here for the same common goal.
Serving the citizens we can.
Serving the citizens, to quote one of my mentors, Bill Akers, one of his favorite quotes is to say, that we're all singing from the same page of the hymn book. If we can all get to that point and work together, no matter what uniform we're in or what ambulance we're in, as long as we can see the common goal ahead, I think we can grow and prosper. Thank you all.
You'd be surprised at people when it's called me. Well, I guess letting that family go with it since.
Well, I hope so. I hope I don't let those people down. Jessica and I are charged ourselves with the task of hopefully fixing a lot of the problems and perception in the community, because I know that it has taken a downfall in the past 2 years. Jessica and I have been probably 2 of the longest running members that are there now, so we're trying to use what experience we have, as well as we have a board of directors and some of the members that were there many years ago, Sam Alley, if you want to, Wayne Spencer, or two names that come to mind. They ran the squad many years ago, and it was back when it was that agency, to be a part of, and to be proud to be a part of. And hopefully with their guidance and what knowledge that I have learned in working as a paramedic in different parts of the state, and with what knowledge I have attained, hopefully we can put that to use and improve the agency.
Well, JD, I want to thank you and Beth and Cody, JD back there, and Beth, for your service, and all the rescue squad members and the firefighters. Y'all do a tremendous service for the citizens of the county, and you're extremely appreciated.
And on the same token, I would like to thank you all, especially for our building. I don't think anybody could come forward to say that to you all, but that new building that we've got is going to afford us an opportunity to improve our service tremendously. I don't think many people in the agency, in the past, at least in the administrative side of it, have come forward to say that. But just that small step to get that building there is affording us a tremendous opportunity to open up our service area, at least improve our coverage area at least. It's going to give us opportunity to get to our higher call volume areas, Mac Meadows, Dawsonville, Ivanhoe, and Piney. Those are the biggest places that we go most of the time. And being right there in Fort Chisholm, we're going to be able to get there a lot better than if we were sitting down at, Poplar County, which is where we're at now, for the most part. So that is one thing that I did want to point out, that I do appreciate the time and effort that you all put into getting the funding for that building and getting it constructed for us. We look forward to moving into it and hopefully getting our service level even better with that building.
Cody, are y'all ready to move as soon as we get the punch list items taken care of?
As soon as we have a time when we need to be, a projected time to move, when we'll be able to do that, it shouldn't be very long that we can get all of our bags packed and be ready to set up shop elsewhere.
Mr. Dalton, how long do you think it's going to take to do what we went over last week?
Well, we've ordered, I think we've actually getting the cost together that was sent back to the board, so I hope we can be in there by August 1st. So we'll shoot for that. If you want in there with not all the amenities, you can go before them.
Well, I believe we've held out where we've been for so long with what we've got. I believe we can hold out a little bit longer until you all are completely ready for us to move in. So if you all just let us know whenever you feel that it's ready to go, we'll be glad to get things in order.
Well, we'd like to have a big celebration down there that day.
We can do it. But again, if there's anything that I can do for any of you all, please feel free to contact me. Mikey has my information. I'm still on the list down at the sheriff's office. You may even see me down there sometime. So just get up with me any way that you need to, and I will be glad to provide you with whatever information or help that I can provide. Have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, that concludes citizens' time. As 3 people signed up to speak. We now will go back to public hearing, and the public hearing, I will read the following. In compliance with the Code of Virginia and amendments thereto, the Wythe County Board of Supervisors will conduct a public hearing to consider amendment number 1 of ordinance 1992-3 entitled Clean Air Ordinance of Wythe County, Virginia. The Board of Supervisors will hear comments from citizens concerning the proposed amendment. At this time, I will open the public hearing. And do I need to read the amendment, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Goff, not the chairman.
I think it'd be nice if everybody heard it.
Yeah,
On the record.
I don't think it's on the screen. It didn't happen for some reason. The public hearing, we will add the following. The following language at the end of Section 5.1 of Article 5, smoking in a public building and places. We're going to add the following. On the county complex property, which is real estate owned by Wythe County that is located between 4th Street and 6th Street and between Spring Street and the boundary line south of the county administrative building and the adjacent parking area located at the corner of 6th Street and Franklin Street. We will delete the exemption. The exemption says that this provision of this ordinance shall not apply to office or work areas which are not entered into by the general public in a normal course of a business day on the premises. So it adds what the actual county property lines are and takes away the exemption. Does anyone like to speak?
Could you clarify that so people can smoke there or they can't smoke there?
Right now they can smoke.
They can, and you're saying they can't.
If the ordinance is deleted, they will not be allowed to smoke. So right now, you can smoke in a designated area. The ordinance, the new ordinance says there will be no smoking in the public buildings and places owned by Wythe County in this complex area.
How many people does this affect? I mean, hundreds? I mean, this is kind of silly, isn't it, to be bothered with this?
Well, with the health department moving to this complex, there is a state law requiring that you cannot smoke so close to that area, I believe.
More rules and regulations.
Well, citizens' time is over. Thank you, but I did qualify for you. Anyone else would like to speak to the public hearing? All right, I'll close it. Gentlemen? Discussion? Yeah, I'm sorry.
The problem I have about it is how are we going to enforce it, especially around the courthouse area? If you take the trash cans that's sitting out like in front of the circuit court or in front of the doors of all the courthouses, and I mean, you're not going to move them out to the sidewalk. And people, if they go out to the sidewalk, or they go be throwing their butts and stuff just down in the street or in the courthouse lawn. And you know, I just don't see how we're going to be able to enforce it. We'll have somebody patrolling around outside of the courthouse. And as far as the deleting the exemption, I'd say, Mr. Chairman.
Anybody else?
How far away, well,
How far? Please, get Scott to pull up that,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, while Scott's looking at that, I don't think we have a choice but to comply with what the state law is. And I'm for that, but I'm not for overreaching with what's going on. I've been to the legislature and had this argument in the 90s. And it's gone on this long, since the early 90s. And I think we have to comply with the state law, but if we go any further than that, I think we're overreaching.
So I guess that's what we're asking, Clerk.
Coy, it's 100 feet. The current Virginia Department of Health policy, which is authorized in the Code of Virginia, they've declared 100 feet. So the new building, 100 feet, which is the sidewalk. And quite frankly, I guess the issue always, when you're crafting this ordinance, if you're trying to exempt a circle around the health department building 100 feet, you paint a line somewhere, or is it easier to just say the property line and make it a clear definition of what is the property or not?
well, over here it says, tobacco use may be permitted outdoors at a designated area provided smokers are no less than 25 feet from an entrance or exit of any EDX occupied facility, including parking garages. Other areas for tobacco use may be permitted property, ground, sidewalk, and other pedestrian ways.
I think the key word is may, Cole. May is discretionary, not mandatory.
We can ask for an exemption, right? I mean,
You can ask, I think you can talk to Dr. Smith and defer adopt an ordinance, and if you want to set the meeting with Dr. Smith about that, that'd be fine. If that's the direction of the board.
I'm hearing that maybe we should get with Dr. Smith. I can understand the idea of enforcing it from 100 feet out, you can't draw a line and all that stuff. On the other hand, you're going to be involved with a lot of people coming to court who are going to smoke. And you can put up no smoking signs, but sometimes they're just fine. Right then, you're over there.
Well, there's got to be more than a sign. That every walkway that heads to any of these facilities, near the parking areas, there's got to be a place to dispose of your cigarettes in a way that doesn't start a fire, and it's got to be signed properly for it to be anywhere. Otherwise, you're just going to be a cat chasing the tail all the time. Nobody's going to know what's happened. So is it a staff person down there running around saying no? But of course, it's got to be properly signed and the proper canisters there, or to get rid of your cigarettes or tobacco before you head out of the parking lot or that area or onto the county property. That's the only way, and it'll take a while for Mr. Reeves to fuss at a few people then to comply. But I guess the direction, Mr. Chairman, is after tonight is for us to have a meeting with Dr. Smith and talk about an exception. So be it.
I think that's what I'm hearing. But on the other hand, what I would like to do is just not vote on it right now until we hear some more information concerning it. And I'm going to move on to the next item unless somebody makes a motion that we...
I guess by consensus is that y'all want us to meet with Dr. Smith. Okay. Everybody shakes
That's my suggestion.
We just need to be sure that we're heading in the right direction with our discussions. We will do that.
And deleting this exemption, 6.1, does that have any bearing on the health department if we don't exempt that? I mean, if we don't delete that out of the ordinance?
I don't necessarily think it does. I mean, the health department obviously has the rules as to what's going to control their employees.
There, but we don't have to exempt it anywhere else. I mean, delete it for anywhere else in the courthouse complex.
That's correct. Well, I think the bottom line, after the thought process, is we will come in compliance with the Code of Virginia. We can all agree on that. All right, we'll move on to the next item on our agenda, which is minutes of the previous meeting of May the 22nd, 2012.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
All right. Been moved and seconded. Is there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, we'll call for a roll call vote.
Aye.
And aye, 6-0 with one absent. Payment of the invoices.
I'll make a motion we pay the invoices as presented.
Okay, is there a second? Second. Anyone have any discussion concerning any invoice or question? Being none, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Horn?
Aye.
Aye, 6-0, one absent. Moving to old business. Is there any old business, Mr. Dalton, you know of?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll move into new business. Economic Development Committee. You two gentlemen want to make a presentation of what it says here?
Go ahead, you guys, probably you were there.
Okay, I'll do it myself then, okay? And it's June 7th, 2012 meeting of the Economic Development Committee recommended advertising for an economic impact analysis on the proposed 81-77 overlap widening of the interstate here in Witt County. The reason for that is, it's my understanding that if the interstate goes as proposed, it could wipe out maybe 2/5 of the tax base in Witt County.
Just about 100% of the meals tax and 3 out of the top 10 taxpayers of the county, real estate person.
So what the Economic Development Committee is recommending that we advertise for an economic impact analysis so that we might be able to take this to the Virginia Department of Transportation and show them the economic hurt that could be put on Witt County if this goes as presented. Coming from committee, it needs no second. Is any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Also, from the Economic Development Committee, as you know, it's not mentioned in your agenda. An item that came up was the extension of Ely Trinkle Drive, and I believe we have got to go ahead from the Federal Highway Commission to extend Ely Trinkle, Mr. Thompson.
Advertise for bids.
Advertise for bids. Which will take us down to lot 24. Next on the agenda is the Whitfield to Rural Retreat Water Extension Change Order Number 2. Somebody from the Water Committee?
The Water Committee hasn't been able to meet on this.
Okay.
After the interconnect agreement with Rural Retreat was signed, this is the last item that we've been withholding these change orders to allow that to be signed so we can move on and finalize this project. This change order increases the contract price by $130,921.80 and contract time by 60 days. This includes the line of A-frame drive and up the road to Hufford Dairy of St. Luke's. And it also includes some decreases in removing a 4-inch pipe, 2-inch pipe, and some other revisions.
All right, can I have a motion that we accept change order number 2?
I will make that motion.
For a second. Have a motion and a second. Any gentlemen like to have any more further discussion concerning change order number 2? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Hall? And aye. Thank you. Hazardous Mediation Resolution 2012-5. Dalton, you want to speak to this resolution for any reason?
We entered as a region with the Loud Mount Rogers Plan District Commission to come up with a pre-disaster hazard mitigation plan, which has been adopted by all the other localities in the Mount Rogers District. We're the last locality, and each group adopting this. The mitigation plan, I think, was emailed a few months ago, and this is the last portion of that. Providing the resolution, the board agrees to that plan.
Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2012-5?
I would so move that.
Second.
And moved and second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote since it's a resolution. Mr. Horning?
Aye.
And aye. Thank you very much. Moving on. Virginia Department of Emergency Management is pleased to announce the allocation of 2012 Management Performance Grant, CFDA number 97.2042 from the National Preparedness Directorate, United States Department of Security. Your locality has been funded for $13,017. Can I have a motion to accept this grant?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
If I may add, there's
Sure.
a governing body resolution 2012-08 that goes along with it.
Okay. And the resolution that goes along with it. I assume that was in your motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. And I understand that the money that, the match is already in the budget, Mr. Dalton?
Yes.
Okay. Did I get a second?
I'll second.
Move the second.
I was waiting for you to finish discussing.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. Same deals with money. Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Aye. 6-0, 1 absent. Deferred Compensation Plan 2012-09.
Well, this is a resolution authorizing the adoption of the plan reinstatement. This is a plan where the employees provide 100% of, voluntary deduction into a comp plan. And periodically, the laws change, and we need to re-adopt and pass a resolution to that effect.
I'll make a motion we adopt the resolution as presented.
Is there a second? Any further discussion? Seeing none, since it's a resolution, we'll have a roll call vote. Mr. Horning?
Aye.
And aye, thank you. Moving on to Lot 24, wastewater improvements.
We have a letter from DLB Incorporated. They had asked for a voluntary shutdown of that project. They are now requesting that they be allowed to return to the project and complete the project.
DLB obviously is doing the East Main water.
They are doing the new 20-inch interconnect through the town of Whitwell for Chautauqua. They've been ordered to shut down and move all the equipment and open the streets back up on the east. They're gonna move all that from East Main to the park and finish that project.
And the way I read this, even if they're not finished, they're gonna plan to leave a crew and stay with it.
Yes.
Well, this is informational, but we don't need to set anything on this.
Actually, we accepted the shutdown, but when they'd asked for the shutdown, we just need to restart the town.
Mr. Chairman, I make that motion that we should restart the time.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. 601, motion passes. Chantel Cable, informational.
It is information.
District 3 draft, District 3 governmental cooperative draft plan and budget for fiscal year 2013 and executive summary. After reading this, it looks like their budget is going to be tightened up quite a bit from federal funds.
It is, it appears that the biggest impact is their nutritional plan. You can see that they have numerous sites throughout the region. They had 28 sites, they're cutting that back to 17 sites a week and not taking on any additional sites. So they are having a big budget decrease, and the unknown about it is if some of the federal bills are not reauthorized come to September, there could be bigger cuts than these.
I assume this is just informational.
Yes.
Any other business that needs to come before us tonight? Anything in the informational packet, gentlemen, you'd like to discuss? All right, then we will adjourn until the 29th day of this